Here finally is my long overdue video of my trip to Nolan's, where he had invited me down for a meet and greet with some of the local fish keepers. I had a great time down there, met a lot of fish keepers, got to see some of his great stock, and so here's a tour for you of Nolan's Aquarium down in Santa Ana, as well as some footage of some of the nice people I met down there. I wasn't able to get a lot of them on film, but I did capture some. So at any rate, I hope you enjoy this video. It's long overdue. Thank you for tuning in. Hey YouTube friends, Ben.o.Cichlid here, and I am on my way to Santa Ana to take my friend Nolan over at Nolan's Aquariums. I'm going to take him a fish. I have given up on my Hawk Hotel project, not because I didn't think they were going to breed eventually, but I need that aquarium to help rehabilitate a fish that is showing some signs of distress. So I'm going to go ahead and take the female to Nolan's, and where he'll give her a good home. You can see her here. There she is. Good size, maybe about 7 inches or so. I'm going to plug this into the USB in the car, and that way there's going to be an air stone running during my half-hour, 45-minute trip down to Nolan's, so that there'll be a lot of oxygen in the water, and that'll minimize the stress during the trip. So let's go ahead and test this this Cobalt Rescue. Here's the USB connector that is provided by Cobalt. I'll plug that into this. Yes, very quiet, and here's the air stone that they send you. They send you an air stone and some airline. This big female Malawi hawk is going to have no problems with aeration on the trip down. Now, let's say you don't have a USB drive. You can use this. This is a little power pack that comes with that Cobalt, and you charge this using a USB connector that they provide you, and then that's a power pack that can run, I don't know, for like an hour or two, maybe longer, and that would control this thing and provide air all the way down there if I needed it, if you don't have a USB plug-in. So, and then you can charge this with your computer or any USB plug. So here I am at Nolan's in Santa Ana. Let's go inside and take a look at what's going on. It was promoted as a meet and greet and live stream, but because of some Wi-Fi issues, we decided that I would just go down and meet some folks. They had a nice sign out there waiting for me when I got there, and a box of donuts for the guests. And I was happy to see that the place was actually pretty busy when I walked in. Nolan told me they had more than 20% more than their usual Saturday traffic. I was very happy that I could help Nolan bring a little business in. He's got a great little shop. As you walk in, you see the emphasis immediately is on cichlids. He's got some beautiful big boys right to the right of the front door. Then when you go in the first section, just to the left of the front of the shop, you see more very good-sized specimens. Very, very pretty fish. That blue, there's a blue hybrid Venusus in there that's just gorgeous. Several people came up to me in the store and introduced themselves and were fans of the YouTube channel. That was a lot of fun, actually meeting folks who've been watching the videos for a while. That was actually very, very cool. Really enjoyed that a lot. Your channel nice and clear.
Off the lip. OFFDILIP. That's not my fish channel, but I'm soon to make a fish channel, South Bay Cichlids.
South Bay Cichlids.
Cool.
Very, very
Get
cool.
that in there soon.
I will. And we have also aqua balls here.
Awesome. Hey, man. Finally,
a face with the name Aqua Balls, finally. Thank you for coming in, man.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Master breeder and also a snake keeper. Very, very good.
Hi, I'm Dave with Aquarium Thoughts. I'm here to meet Ben right here.
Awesome. Now tell me again slowly the name of your channel.
Aquarium Thoughts.
Okay, very, very good. On YouTube.
On YouTube.
Check them out, guys.
Also Instagram as well. So.
All right, awesome. Let's take a walk through the rest of the store. When you get past the two rooms in the front, you go into a long hallway, and then that hallway has aquarium rooms off to the side, a couple of them. You can see them here, and these fish here, like these are actually bred. They're bred here, those redfin borleis that you saw, and a lot of these fries are actually bred in some tanks that Nolan and his crew keep in the secret back room of the aquarium shop, which I actually had a chance to go back and look at. But if you're near Santa Ana and you're looking for some cichlids that you can grow out, which is not a bad way to actually develop your cichlid tank, because they grow up together. I found that they very often will have a tendency to get along better if they've always been a part of each other's world. So he has a great selection of young fish that you can bring out. I was also surprised at the quality of some of the plants that he was carrying. He didn't have these the last time I was down here. If you go back and look at one of my prior videos where I went down to Nolan's, and these plants were looking pretty lush. You can see him here. He has a little shrimp collection in here, and what looks like some grass and some other plants. And it looks like he was using some CO2 in some of these tanks. And I was really surprised at just the quality of the plants. I hadn't seen plants really looking this good here in Southern California, except back when I went over to CK's over in Covina. They had some beautiful plants. But look at that, the red in those plants. And that ground cover, very, very pretty. He was using some very small CO2 tanks. You can see him here. Very, very nice. I was very impressed with the quality of these tanks, quality of the plants. I wouldn't hesitate to buy some plants from him. When the day finally comes for me to start a planted tank, CK in here is probably where I'll come. He was a little bit low in his rainbow stock. I guess they've become very, very popular. He still had some pretty rainbows. You can see him here. More fries. He has a very large tub, and this is just a wild mix of fish. And in my prior trip to Nolan's, he put a net in there and just pulled out a rainbow of colors. And even this was a little bit light, so he's been selling a lot of fish. But you can see there's a lot of breeding going on, a lot of OBs in there, and probably, I don't know, maybe over 100 fish. There's that secret room back there. Public are not allowed back there. He has special breeding projects. He's trying to bring about certain kinds of colors in fish. And last time I was back there, he was working on some very interesting looking specimens. This is the final room in the rear right of the store at the very back. And you can see a selection of mesquite wood, some decorative items, and a few other types of fish. It's not all cichlids. He does have some South Americans in here and a few community fish like you saw with the rainbows. So it's not exclusively African cichlids, but definitely the concentration is definitely on the African cichlid line. He also has some fish like, I believe this was a female that he picked up. I don't even think this one's for sale. I think it's just a personal pet. And maybe it is. Yeah, $139 female flower horn, if I remember correctly. Beautiful. Doesn't have that large nuke, that large hump on the head, which I don't. It doesn't appeal to me that much. These rams were very, very pretty, mixed in with a few tiger barbs. Very pretty variety of rams, one I wasn't familiar with before. I'd seen the blues, the golden rams, the ones you normally see. Those are pretty interesting. Hadn't seen those before. I used to keep those with discus fish. Again, a good selection of rocks, usual stuff, your rocks, your petrified woods, your usual kind of decor you'd find in an aquarium shop. And this fish here for sure is one of his pets. I don't think this is for sale. This is one of those fish you see normally in aquarium shops where it just outgrows the space of the fish keeper, and of course they show up with a bucket at the aquarium store and say, hey, can you take this off my hands? Here's some lemon jakes, which are not that common really, certainly not in Southern California. He's got a tank full of them that were born and bred right here in the shop. So if you're looking for some lemon jakes, which are one of my favorite fish, come on down to Nolan's. He's got a pretty good selection. Some more pretty fish here. That was a lot of fun. A little meet and greet at Nolan's in Santa Ana. If you're in Southern California or visiting Southern California, visit Nolan's in Santa Ana on Yale Street. Awesome fish selection, great people, very friendly, know their stuff, and highly recommended. Thanks for tuning in, my friends. Be sure to comment, rate, and share, and come on by on Saturday for the live stream. Bye-bye.